Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we're delving into How to Be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci. Published in 2018, this enlightening book provides a modern take on Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the development of self-control and fortitude as a means of overcoming destructive emotions. Pigliucci, a professor of philosophy at Siena City College with a rich background in ecology and evolution, shares his journey towards incorporating Stoic principles into his daily life. He expertly guides readers through the philosophy's foundational tenets, demonstrating how they can help us focus on what we can control, come to peace with the inevitability of death, and navigate the frustrations and challenges of everyday life. This book is a treasure trove for anyone interested in philosophy, as well as those searching for a practical guide to living a more fulfilling life. It's especially relevant for individuals seeking strategies to manage things beyond their control, offering wisdom that has stood the test of time. Whether you're a seasoned philosopher or someone curious about Stoicism, How to Be a Stoic promises insights and strategies to help you lead a more thoughtful and resilient life. Join us as we explore how Massimo Pigliucci reinterprets Stoic wisdom for the contemporary world, proving its enduring relevance and power to transform lives. How to Be a Stoic: Ancient Wisdom for Modern Living. Introduction. Discover ancient wisdom for modern living. In the relentless pursuit of happiness, it's easy to find ourselves asking, how should we navigate life's hurdles? How do we interact with others in a meaningful and respectful way? Furthermore, how do we come to terms with the inevitable end that awaits us all? For centuries, these questions have pulsated through the heart of human inquiry, crossing cultural, religious, and societal boundaries. Yet, amidst the philosophical exploration of these universal inquiries, the wisdom of the Stoics emerges as a beacon of practical guidance. Stoicism, a philosophical doctrine birthed in the cradle of the ancient world, offers not merely an abstract theoretical framework, but a tangible set of principles for leading a fulfilled life. Stoic philosophers did not retreat into the ivory towers of intellect. Instead, they delved into the quotidian, the art of living well, the cultivation of virtuous relationships, and the serene navigation through everyday annoyances. Embarking on this journey, we unearth timeless Stoic strategies to live by. You will discover the importance of distinguishing between what matters and what lays beyond your sphere of influence. Learn to dissipate needless worries about inconsequential matters and glean practical advice from sages of yesteryear. Moreover, through the lens of Stoicism, role models past and present illuminate the path toward a more enriching existence. In this exploration, we'll uncover the paramount importance of wisdom as the cornerstone virtue, the transformative power of viewing your dilemmas from another's perspective to foster judicious decision-making, and the liberating effect of cultivating a healthy disposition towards mortality, thereby enriching the appreciation for the gift of life. Step into a world where ancient Stoic wisdom meets contemporary life, offering a guiding hand through the complexities of modern existence. Let us embark on a journey together, one where the enduring teachings of Stoicism light the way to a good, virtuous life. Part 1. Stoicism: Your Blueprint for Living Well. The quest to lead a good life is a universal one, transcending time, cultures, and boundaries. Throughout history, the greatest minds have pondered over the essence of a well-lived life, how we confront adversity, foster relationships, and grapple with our own mortality. Amidst the myriad of philosophies that have sought to address these enduring questions, Stoicism stands out for its pragmatic and rational approach to life's vicissitudes. Originating under the painted porch, the Stoa Poikile of ancient Athens, Stoicism took root around 300 BCE. Its practical wisdom soon flourished, reaching the bustling streets and marble halls of Rome by 155 BCE through the ambassadorship of Stoic philosophers. It was here, in the heart of the empire, that Stoicism found one of its most notable adherents in Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher-emperor who steered Rome through the 2nd century CE. Contrary to the modern interpretation of being stoical, which suggests a passive endurance of life's blows, Stoicism advocates for a proactive engagement with life. It's not a philosophy of emotional suppression, but a guide to living a meaningful and virtuous life. It rests on 3 pillars: the discipline of desire, which illuminates our true needs and wants, the discipline of action, which dictates ethical conduct, and the discipline of assent, which teaches us how to respond to life's events. The practicality of Stoicism is nowhere more evident than in the writings of its stalwart practitioners. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations served not as a philosophical treatise but as a personal manual for self-betterment. Epictetus, a former slave turned influential Stoic teacher, detailed his philosophy in the Enchiridion, or Handbook, underscoring the actionable nature of Stoic wisdom. His teachings remind us that Stoicism isn't mere contemplation, but a way of life, offering hands-on strategies for navigating the everyday. As we delve deeper into the Stoic approach to living, we anchor our journey in the insights of these ancient philosophers, discovering how their age-old wisdom can illuminate our path today. Let's explore the actionable guidance Stoicism provides, equipping ourselves with the tools to lead not just any life, but a good life. Part 2. Embrace what you can control. Let go of the rest. Imagine you're on a plane, heart racing as turbulence shakes the cabin, or perhaps you're standing on a scale, frustrated that the numbers barely budge despite your best efforts. In moments like these, it's common to feel a sense of helplessness, pouring our energy into outcomes beyond our reach. Yet within the ancient teachings of Stoicism lies a valuable lesson for navigating such trials: the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a sage of Stoicism, imparted a timeless wisdom. Focus on what lies within your realm of influence and accept what does not. Despite its simplicity, this principle is often easier said than done. Take the anxious flyer, for example. His control extends to the decision to fly and the choice of airline. Beyond that, the elements of flight, from the skill of the crew to the whims of weather, remain outside his grasp. To fret over these uncontrollable factors is to squander energy needlessly. Stoicism, therefore, doesn't advocate for a passive acceptance of all life throws our way, but rather encourages an active engagement with what we can change. The author's personal battle with weight illustrates this point neatly. Frustrated with his appearance, he decided to focus on the aspects of his health he could influence: diet, exercise, and lifestyle. While he didn't attain the idealized physique many yearned for, due to factors like genetics, he found satisfaction in his improvements, adopting a Stoic mindset to appreciate the journey and the results of his endeavors. Applying this Stoic principle can significantly alleviate unnecessary worry. Consider the example of an employee hoping for a promotion. She's put in the hard work, showcased her skills, and done everything within her power to secure the advancement. Yet, the specter of office politics and competition looms large over her. Here, the Stoic approach would guide her to release those concerns over external factors, finding peace in her efforts and awaiting the outcome with serenity. This Stoic dichotomy of control doesn't just offer a strategy for personal contentment, it's a blueprint for living with grace in a world where so much remains outside our sway. By focusing our energies on what we can influence and releasing our grip on what we cannot, we pave the way for a life of fulfillment and tranquility. Part 3. Choosing virtue over wealth, health, and comfort. In a world increasingly captivated by the allure of material wealth, comfort, and the quest for perpetual health, the ancient Stoics provide a striking counterpoint. They, alongside other venerable philosophers, advocated for the primacy of moral virtue as the cornerstone of a life well lived. This perspective offers a refreshing contrast to the modern day rush toward acquiring tangible assets and pleasures. Socrates, a monumental figure in philosophy, whose thoughts deeply influenced Stoicism and the broader arc of Western thought, epitomizes this ethos. When faced with a wrongful death sentence, Socrates had the means to escape, courtesy of devoted friends. Yet, he chose to stay, embracing his fate with the conviction that to flee would compromise his moral integrity. For Socrates, adhering to his principles even in the face of death was paramount, underscoring the idea that virtue stands supreme, even when it conflicts with personal benefit or the well-being of loved ones. Stoic philosophy, while generally more pragmatic, aligns with this reverence for moral virtue, classifying external goods such as wealth, health, and familial bonds as preferred indifference. This does not imply that Stoics dismiss the value of these goods. On the contrary, they acknowledge their worth but maintain that such benefits, while desirable, are ultimately secondary to the pursuit of a virtuous life. How, then, can we navigate our lives in a manner that places moral virtue above the preferred indifference? Consider every decision as imbued with a moral dimension. For instance, the author recounts a moment of ethical clarity at an ATM. Realizing his bank's involvement in questionable practices contradicted his moral values. This prompted him to close his account in favor of a banking institution with a more virtuous track record. Such actions illustrate the Stoic ideal of allowing moral considerations to guide our choices, even when it means foregoing convenience or tangible benefits. While emulating Socrates' extreme dedication to virtue above all may not be feasible for most, we can strive to let moral principles influence our decisions. This need not involve monumental sacrifices, but can start with everyday choices where virtue intersects with our lives. Through such commitments, we reflect the Stoic belief that true fulfillment and a meaningful existence are rooted in living virtuously, beyond the pursuit of wealth, health, or comfort. Part 4. The Timeless Pillars of Virtue: How Stoicism Guides a Life Well Lived. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies a profound reverence for living virtuously. But, pondering over what constitutes a life of virtue brings us to the foundational elements as identified by the Stoics: temperance, courage, justice, and preeminently, wisdom. Temperance is our guide in moderating desires that can lead us astray, enabling us to resist temptations like indulging in fleeting pleasures that compromise our integrity. Courage emboldens us to navigate through adversity with grace, to face challenges head-on, whether it's confronting a tyrant or standing up for what's right against all odds. Justice, in the Stoic sense, isn't merely a legal principle but a moral compass, directing us to treat all individuals with fairness and dignity. Yet, it is wisdom, as heralded by Socrates as the paramount virtue, that orchestrates these virtues into harmony. Wisdom isn't just an intellectual pursuit, but a practical toolkit for life, equipping us to wield our resources, navigate our challenges, and make decisions that reflect our highest selves in any situation, prosperous or adverse. This quartet of virtues hasn't only remained a cornerstone of Stoicism, but has also resonated through various philosophical and religious traditions across the ages. Even Thomas Aquinas, the luminary Christian theologian, embraced these Stoic virtues while integrating them into his schema of heavenly virtues alongside faith, hope, and charity. This convergence of virtue ethics across disparate cultures and eras, from Buddhism and Confucianism to Hinduism and Taoism, underscores a universal recognition of these principles as instruments for leading a meaningful and contented life. In the modern world, embodiments of these virtues continue to inspire and uplift humanity. Take, for instance, Malala Yousafzai, whose saga of courage, tempered by wisdom, justice, and an unwavering commitment to temperance, exemplifies the living essence of Stoic virtue. Beginning her journey as a young blogger under the shadow of the Taliban's tyranny in Pakistan and surviving a near-fatal attempt on her life, Malala's unwavering resolve to advocate for girls' education has sparked significant change, transcending her own circumstances to impact global education policies. Malala stands as a beacon of Stoic virtue in action, mirroring the Stoic belief in the transformative power of living by principles that elevate not only the individual but also the collective well-being of society. Epictetus, along with his fellow Stoics, would have seen in her a quintessential model for emulation, affirming the enduring relevance of these ancient virtues in navigating the complexities of the modern world. As we traverse through life, the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice serve as indispensable compass points, guiding our actions and decisions toward a noble and fulfilling existence. Through embracing these cardinal virtues, we forge a path that not only honors our highest potential, but also contributes to the greater good, inspired by exemplary figures like Malala, who lead by example in embodying these timeless principles. Part 5. The power of role models in shaping a virtuous life. The practical wisdom of Stoicism extends beyond abstract principles, deeply valuing the influence of exemplars who embody its ideals. This philosophy recognizes the profound impact that role models can have in guiding us toward leading lives of virtue. Among the champions of this approach was Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher who espoused the virtues of learning from the wise. He lavished praise on Marcus Cato, a figure renowned not just for his political acumen as a senator, but for his unparalleled commitment to moral integrity. Cato's life was a testament to the Stoic virtues in action, from his egalitarian leadership as a military commander, where he shared the hardships and camaraderie of his soldiers, to his unyielding honesty as an administrator refusing the lure of corruption. But it was in his final act of defiance against Julius Caesar's assault on the Roman Republic that Cato's Stoic virtue shone brightest. Facing the dissolution of the Republic he cherished, Cato chose death over dishonor, a decision that culminated in a harrowing display of resolve in his final moments. Though Plutarch's graphic recounting of Cato's death may strike us as overly dramatic, it encapsulates the Stoic ideal, the ultimate sacrifice for one's principles. Admittedly, Cato's unyielding stance might seem distant and radical, yet it serves as a poignant reminder of the strength we can draw from observing those committed to their values. In the shadow of such towering figures, our own trials, whether confronting workplace injustices, choosing ethical financial institutions, or making incremental changes for personal betterment, seem less daunting. The essence of Stoicism is not in emulating the exact actions of these paragons, but in absorbing the principles they embody. Cato's life beckons us not to literal self-sacrifice, but to a metaphorical one, where we prioritize integrity over convenience, principle over expediency. By looking to role models like Cato, and indeed modern exemplars who tread the path of virtue against formidable odds, we gain not just inspiration but a tangible roadmap for infusing our daily lives with Stoic virtues. Role models animate the abstract, providing us with vivid templates of how to live meaningfully, courageously, and righteously, urging us to elevate our lives towards greater virtue. Part 6. Embracing mortality with Stoic wisdom. The topic of death often evokes a sense of unease, a subject shrouded in fear for many. The thought of our consciousness ceasing to be is indeed a profound and unsettling reality to confront. However, through the lens of Stoicism, we are offered a different perspective, one that not only quells the fear of death, but empowers us to live more fully. Epictetus, a sage of Stoic philosophy, approached the inevitability of death with a remarkable sense of equanimity. I must die, must I? If soon, I dine now, as it is time for dinner, and afterward, when the time comes, I will die, he once mused. His words encapsulate the Stoic attitude towards death, one of acceptance and practicality, rather than fear or denial. To further elucidate this point, Epictetus draws an analogy with wheat. Wheat grows, matures, and is eventually harvested, a natural cycle of life and death. He suggests that, like wheat, humans too grow, mature, and in the fullness of time pass away. The thought invokes a simple but profound realization. Death is a natural order, as intrinsic to our existence as it is to any other living organism. Why then should we expend our energies in fear of something so fundamentally natural? Stoicism teaches us that awareness of life's transience heightens our appreciation for it. By reminding ourselves of the impermanence of all things, including our loved ones and ourselves, we cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude for the present moment. Epictetus advises us to acknowledge the mortality of those we love, not as a morbid contemplation, but as an exercise in valuing them more deeply. In recognizing that our time with them is finite, we are moved to cherish our relationships more profoundly and live each moment with them more fully. This Stoic approach to death might initially seem disconcerting, yet it bears within it a profound message. The recognition of mortality shouldn't paralyze us with fear, but rather inspire a more attentive, grateful, and meaningful engagement with life. By facing the reality of death, we are encouraged to live not in the shadow of fear, but in the light of appreciation, making the most of the time we have. Thus, Stoicism not only reconciles us with the inevitability of death, but reinvigorates our approach to life. In turning to face the specter of mortality with acceptance, we unlock a more vibrant, present, and appreciative existence, a testament to the transformative power of Stoic wisdom. Part 7. Mastering Equanimity. Stoicism's approach to overcoming daily irritations. Life's daily grind comes with its share of annoyances, from a co-worker's cutting remarks to a fellow commuter's lack of courtesy on a crowded train. These moments test our patience and often trigger an immediate surge of anger or frustration. Stoicism, however, offers timeless wisdom for navigating these challenges with grace. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to resist the impulse to react spontaneously to provocations. An affront, whether verbal or physical, holds no intrinsic harm. It is our interpretation of the event that invites agitation into our minds. By practicing restraint and not instantly reacting to these irritants, we can greatly diminish the sway that anger, frustration, or any intense emotion holds over us. Epictetus, a venerated Stoic philosopher, counseled us to pause before reacting. Imagine him in today's world, advising us to take a deep breath, perhaps go for a short walk, before responding to a provocation. This momentary pause allows us to view the situation with detachment, reducing the likelihood of a passionate outburst. Another invaluable Stoic strategy is to adopt the perspective of an outside observer, otherizing, if you will. When we encounter minor setbacks, like breaking a cherished glass, our initial response might be irritation or self-reproach. However, were we to witness a friend in a similar predicament, our reaction is often one of empathy and reassurance, quickly dismissing it as trivial. This discrepancy in our responses holds a key lesson. We ought to meet our own misfortunes with the same equanimity we extend to others. The next time you find yourself on the brink of irritation due to someone's rudeness or any misfortune, take a moment to reflect. Consider how you would perceive the situation if it were happening to someone else. By contextualizing our experiences in this way, we're more likely to maintain our composure and navigate life's irritations with stoic calmness. Stoicism doesn't just teach us how to endure life's adversities, it empowers us to transcend them. By applying these stoic practices, we not only foster personal tranquility, but also enhance our interactions with others, cultivating a life marked by serenity and resilience amidst the chaos of everyday living. Part 8. Deepening Connections. The Stoic Approach to Friendships and Conversation. In our contemporary world, awash with social media connections, the term friend has become increasingly diluted. Unlike the ancient Greeks, who had a nuanced understanding of friendships, we often use the word to describe a wide array of relationships, many of which lack depth. Reflecting on this, Aristotle identified three distinct types of friendships, but it was the Stoics who emphasized the value of one type in particular for a fulfilling life. Firstly, let's consider friendships of utility. These relationships are formed on the basis of mutual advantage, akin to the rapport between you and your favorite hairdresser. While there's an exchange of pleasantries and perhaps snippets of personal life, the foundation of this relationship is essentially transactional. Then there are friendships of pleasure, which encompass the people we enjoy spending leisure time with, such as workout buddies or those we share hobbies with. These friendships are characterized by the immediate joy they bring to our lives, but are not necessarily deep or enduring. The third type, and the one held in high regard by both Aristotle and the Stoics, is the friendship of the good. These are the profound, true friendships where there's a deep connection and mutual respect beyond any shared interest or benefits. These friendships are cherished for the character and virtues of the individuals involved, offering a much more substantial and rewarding relationship. Stoics believed that only these friendships of the good truly merited the title of friendship. While not dismissing the value of more superficial connections, they argued that these should be seen as preferred indifference, nice to have but not essential to a virtuous life. Moreover, the Stoics provided guidance on how to enrich these valuable friendships through the quality of our conversations. Epictetus advised shifting discussions away from trivial matters like entertainment and sports towards more substantial topics that concern the essence of life. While it's easy to default to chatting about the latest celebrity gossip, Stoicism nudges us towards engaging with more challenging, rewarding themes that foster growth and connection. Attempting to steer conversations toward meaningful subjects might feel daunting at first. However, introducing thought-provoking topics during gatherings can elevate the quality of interactions and deepen the bonds between friends. It encourages a culture of shared intellectual curiosity and personal development, enhancing the richness of our friendships and social encounters. In essence, Stoicism reminds us of the value of investing in authentic friendships and engaging conversations. By focusing on connections that nurture our virtues and embracing dialogues that challenge and inspire, we forge relationships that not only stand the test of time, but also contribute significantly to our pursuit of a good life. Final summary. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is a blueprint for navigating the complexities of life with grace and virtue. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy journey. The pursuit of a virtuous existence demands effort, reflection, and a courageous confrontation with the trials of daily life. Yet, by adhering to Stoic principles, we unlock a pathway to a richer, more meaningful existence. Stoicism teaches us the wisdom of differentiating between what lies within our control and what does not, urging us to invest our energies wisely. It champions the cultivation of moral virtues, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice as the cornerstones of a life well lived. Stoics remind us that our response to life's provocations and misfortunes defines our character and our capacity for happiness. Furthermore, Stoicism advocates for the deliberate analysis of our emotions and experiences, encouraging us to pause and reflect before reacting, to cultivate deep and meaningful relationships, and to engage in discussions that matter. Through such introspection and connection, we foster a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Embarking on the Stoic path is not merely about adhering to doctrines. It's about embracing a way of life that values virtue over vice, wisdom over folly, and meaningful contentment over fleeting pleasure. In doing so, we pave the way for a life of fulfillment, tranquility, and profound satisfaction. As we journey through life, let Stoicism be our guide, offering insights and strategies for overcoming challenges, cultivating virtue, and achieving a greater sense of peace and contentment. The essence of Stoicism lies not in its historical context, but in its timeless appeal to live each day with purpose, integrity, and compassion. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.